So as a young person, as a kid, you're listening to this stuff, you're kind of studying it, and you said to yourself, this is what I want to do, or was that too far off of it?
No, I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could be something like that, a comedian. I didn't know that there was a road to it, but I really did want to. When I was in fourth grade, and we had the Gong Show was big on television then, so we had a Gong Show, and I did stand-up. I told jokes. I juggled two balls and an apple, and ate the apple, and then told bad jokes. That was my first time performing.
Yeah, and how did it feel to you? Was it?
I loved it. I completely loved it. And so I thought, God, Carlin and those guys, they're just talking in great circles. I don't know if I could do that. But when I saw Steve Martin, I thought, I'm weird inside my head like he is.
Well, were you funny with your buddies? Did all your buddies act like you're hysterical?
Yeah, somewhat. I was kind of this little dumpy fat kid, and I wasn't succeeding in anything as a kid. I didn't see anything that I would be really good at. I guess I made people laugh when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember a huge laugh I got in, I think it was like third grade or something, and the teacher was talking about the different parts of the skull. You know, the skull has like 2-3 bones in it. I don't remember what they are. And the teacher said, does anybody know the other one? And I said, the noggin. And they laughed a lot.
Yeah. It's like the greatest thing to get those laughs in school, too, when you're not supposed to.
No, the first time I really killed, I was in fifth grade, and we did Free to Be You and Me, the hippie fucking liberal play.
Right.
And, which I didn't know at the time I was being used for hippie purposes, but we had a really mean teacher who was really tough. And I grew to like her, but she would like the instant the kids were leaving, she'd light a cigarette. Like you always smelled cigarettes when you walked out of a room. She was so stressed out. So she made us do Free to Be You and Me, and she told me to do a poem called Don't Put Your Horse in a Nightgown. It's an absurd poem. And I had to stand in front of the curtain, like in vaudeville when somebody does a solo act, while they're setting something up, and do this poem. And I couldn't remember it. And every rehearsal, I'd start, don't put your, and she'd go, louder! And she'd scream at me and say, if you don't know this, you're going to look like an idiot, and you're going to ruin the play. And I was so scared, and I drilled it and tried to memorize it, and then I came out for the play, and I'm looking at everybody's parents and the whole school, and I took a breath to start talking, and I just started fucking laughing. And they laughed. And then I tried, and I started laughing again. And I was up there for like 10 minutes just laughing. And the place was going nuts. It was like a huge, when I walked off, just huge applause. And I went backstage, and all the other kids were, you ruined the show. You ruined it. You're awful. You stink. And nobody would talk to me for about a week after that.
So, was it tough being up there? Where you're like, hey, I'm getting laughs through my own personality?
I was high off my head, and I loved it. I felt bad when the kids hated me for it.
Sure.
There was part of me inside going, fuck you, little faggots. Fucking, I just killed. What did you do?
Yeah.
Pretending to be a baby and know everybody was yawning, asshole.
You know, nobody wants to see the other performer kill. It's always rough, even at a young age.
Yeah, nobody wants to fall that. Exactly.
So in school, were you the class clown? Were you the wise ass?
Not really. I had ADD a lot, I think, or I don't know. I don't think it's that simple. But I was just, I was a bad student, and I fell asleep a lot. I had low energy. I was kind of fat, sugar, low energy. And I remember being depressed a lot. So I wasn't that funny to other kids, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a friend who we went trick-or-treating in like 7th grade. It was like that year too long.
Yeah.
And, a friend of mine he dressed as Spider-Man, and he just went around stealing candy. He waited till the end of the night.
Oh, good.
And he just took kids' candy.
That's the easiest.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. He just would run up to kids, leave them crying, push their heads down in the dirt. He had just pound, and he didn't even like candy that much. He just took all their candy, and it's when I discovered something awful about myself, because I never saw anything that horrible in my life. I was lying on the ground because I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, I remember lying in grass.
It sounds
laughing
hysterical.
And my stomach hurt, just going, oh, that's terrible, and I love it every second of it.
It sounds hysterical to watch.
It is amazing.
Poor bastard.
They're crying. I'm a bad person. That's when I realized.
Yeah.
I had my candy stolen once.
How come no one cared about us?
Oh, yeah.
We were the least cared about children
Yep.
in the entire history of the United States of America.
Yep.
Go out and play.
Go out. Get out of here.
Just get out of the house.
Get out of here. Go.
I was told to just leave.
Me too.
Leave your house and just walk around with strangers.
do whatever it is you do.
Yeah, I don't know what it
and
is.
Maybe I'll see you later.
And when I come home, I'm not even going to ask what you did today.
Nope.
You could do anything. Go ride your bike.
We just
No
wrote-
helmets, no knee pads, no nothing. You're just riding in traffic.
Go find a dead cat.
Poke it with a stick for a while with your friends.
Yeah.
Dig holes in the woods.
Steal lots of things from CVS.
Right, go on a shoplifting
things.
sprees.
Steal like 5 giant Hershey's special candy bars from CVS and sit behind it gobbling chocolate till you feel sick, and then a retarded girl walks by and you show her your penis.
Right. Why wouldn't you?
That was a typical afternoon for me.
I could bring
Massachusetts.
knives to school. You used to bring knives to school. Like, you could have a buck knife on your belt and just, what do you need it for? I'm going to clean out my nails, or, I'm just going to carve my name in something. But the teacher could see you brought a knife to school.
Oh.
Now, like, you'd get pounced on by the cops. They'd drag you off.
Suspended.
You'd have to go to therapy as anger management or something because you brought a knife to school.
I once bought a starter pistol from a kid in school.
Oh, yeah.
A starter pistol that shot blanks.
Yeah, it makes
and tear gas, little tear gas.
Right,
pellets.
the tear gas
Yes.
pellets. I remember those
And
guns.
I bought it. I was in 7th grade. Okay, 12 years old. And I bought the starter pistol for my friend, and I brought it to school, and I pulled it on some kid, like pointed it at his head. And so it got obviously taken away. And the vice principal had it, and I just wanted it so bad. I just loved it.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm not giving this back. And I go, no, it belongs to my coach, my track coach. It's a starter pistol. And I told him I would give it back. He let me borrow it. And the vice principal was like, what track coach here at school? I'm like, no, I belong to a track team that's like different from school.
Yeah.
And he went, okay. And he gave it
Here's
back.
your gun.
Here's your gun, liar.
We'd all just be standing there on the starting line, and we wouldn't go.
Yeah.
We would just stand there.
And I'm not going to check to see what track team that isn't the school.
All right, here's your gun. The principal's giving you a gun back.
That sounds okay.
How times have changed.
What a well-improved lie that was. I'm gonna play. I'm playing our Bud Dwyer. It's my prop.
And also, my mom is a great, great person. And so the great thing that she gave me was that she was always my friend. So after I came out of that horrible cloud that caused so much trouble for her of drugs and stuff, she was there as my friend. She was there to talk, as somebody to talk to. So that was great.
When you were taking a lot of drugs in junior high, and you would do something that made you paranoid, like the drug was making you paranoid, what were the kinds of things you would get paranoid about?
Well, I remember one time me and my friends took acid and went to a Grateful Dead concert at Boston Garden. And it was a pretty amazing feeling. And back then, Jerry Garcia was alive and well. And I'm in Boston Garden and Jerry Garcia's singing Grateful Dead songs. And I'm on acid. And how old were you in 8th grade? I was 13 years old.
13 sounds right, yeah.
And I was at a Grateful Dead concert on acid and surrounded by people of all ages and types that are wasted, all tripping. And Jerry Garcia was probably tripping and on heroin or whatever. And it was I went over this hill of like excitement and euphoria and like feeling this rush of like there's like caramel, like the air smelled like caramel and I felt like I was breathing it. It was this amazing feeling. But then I went over that hill into this horrible, it totally changed to a building packed with predators, strange people who I didn't know what they were thinking, and I didn't like Jerry anymore. And I turned to my friend and I said, I have to get out of here. I'm freaking out. And my friend didn't want to leave. He was having a good time, so now he's mad at me. And that's one of the most terrifying things that I've ever experienced.
Did you leave?
At the Dead show. Yes, I left, and then I was walking the streets of Boston trying to get home, and it was freezing cold out, and the whole world was a a nasty, hostile place, and it was going right to the. I had no comfort. You know, like you kind of imagine your skull and your hair is like a little bit of a shield against the rest of the world. You have your own mind. It was like the cold outside was getting right to the center of my brain. It was a horrible feeling.
And then you did it again? You did it again after that?
Yeah, I suppose I did it again. I don't know how many more times I did it after that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I knew kids who dropped acid when we were in junior high school who didn't come back from it, who got, who got real quiet and weird after one time.
So we've been talking.
Louie, when you say your dog has eaten cottage cheese off your balls, is that true?
I don't remember. When did I say that?
You did in one of your stand-ups.
Well, there's the old thing of, like, as long as you always tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, my dog ate cottage cheese off my balls. So I don't remember when I said that, but...
Louie...
I mean, I was a kid.
Oh, you were a kid. But
Yeah,
you're embarrassed by that now.
What's that?
Come on.
You're embarrassed by that now, right? Yeah, come on. Tell us how that happened. No wonder Ricky Gervais says he smelled something on you. Those fucking balls of yours. Louie, it embarrasses you because now you've become even more... When you said that, you had no idea how famous you've become.
When did I say that? I don't remember who I told that to.
By the way, sometimes I look back on my career, I go, look at the shit I've revealed, and I get completely fucking embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, that was a different point in my life. I just didn't give a shit.
That's right.
Right. Now you
But
give
you're
a
always, the thing is, in a regular life, you do things, then you change, and then you say new things.
And you grow.
But because what we say is recorded, everything's now. Everything's always the present.
Right. The fact that you said you had a dog lick shit off your balls, it's something.
That'd be worse.
Whatever it was, it's crazy, but you're a different guy now. You might not choose to say that.
I might not. I certainly wouldn't choose to do it. And I probably wouldn't choose to tell about it either. Yeah.
Well, tell me about it, just as long as we're here.
A kid?
Yeah,
I was a kid.
When you say kid, you were like 20, right?
Yeah, I look at 20-year-olds as kids now.
Yeah. Look at these kids.
Look at these kids.
When you're doing something like that, though, any fear that the dog would bite your balls?
Nah. Oh, man, God, this is horrible.
Louie.
I could have just said I was kidding. I don't know why.
You should have. Well, because you're an honest comic.
Yeah. That was a good dog, too. Yeah, he kind of hated me, though.
Of course he was a good dog. He didn't bite.
Right.
That's right. If there's a better test of a dog, I don't know it.
Can you give us any insight into this whatsoever, or is it too embarrassing to talk about?
Well, let's see. I mean, I don't know. I was going through puberty, I was like, whatever, I was 12, something. And I was home alone a lot. My mom worked, my dad wasn't around, so I was home alone a lot.
Sure.
And I got up it's all kinds of shit with my penis.
Right.
I mean, I remember heating up chicken cutlets in the microwave a little bit and trying to make a vagina out of them.
You were a hardcore pervert.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I don't even think young Howard Stern did that. Although he might have. I
did fucked up things. I fucked a couple of different melons and fruits and stuff like that.
I knew a guy who fucked one guy who fucked a pillow. He had a fuck pillow, but he cut a hole in it and put like cotton around for pubic hair and everything. So,
I mean, I get that. I never did that.
Right.
That's harder to hide later.
Yeah.
I had a thing with the refrigerator where the magnet kind of plastic where the refrigerator touches the door still hasn't changed in all these years.
Yes, sure.
I used to press my dick in there when it was hard when I was a kid.
Isn't it amazing
Really?
we don't read about more penile accidents because guys, young boys, will put their penises just about anywhere.
Well, anything that, everything.
The only ones you ever read about is some kid figured out to put his dick in the vacuum cleaner central air thing and actually sliced his cock off.
Oh, no.
Because there's blades and shit, I guess, in there. I guess. It's awful.
Poor kid.
But you think more of that would happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's a natural selection. It's part of the Darwinist selection.
In other words, if you're stupid enough to do that, you shouldn't have children anyway.
Your dick's got to come off. Let's get rid of it.
So when did the cottage cheese...
I hope you forgot about that.
No, I'll never forget.
I don't think it was my balls. I think it was probably my penis.
Yeah.
I think I probably put cottage cheese on my dick.
Yeah. Did you come?
No, come on. No, okay, so I think I...
By the way, was it a girl?
On my dick. It was a boy dog.
It was a boy dog.
It was a gay dog.
That is disgusting. There's really no difference, right?
No.
In the dog
once
world.
you're a dog.
Right.
You know?
Right. If it's
what
a
are
girl
you
or
saving
boy?
by, well, I'm not gay.
So the dog likes cottage cheese?
Well, sure.
Dogs
what
love
dog doesn't?
cottage cheese. The dogs
they?
love
I don't
cheese.
know.
I
Dogs love
kind
cheese.
of. My dog had a very expressive face. He was a terrier. He was a schnauzer, so he had the eyebrows. That kind of dog that has eyebrows, so they have like an expression on their face.
Right.
So I do remember this moment where I put this shit on my dick, held it in front of the dog, and oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm not crying. I'm just laughing.
I'm crying.
Oh, fuck. What a disaster.
Oh, my God. Wait, have you ever brought that up to a shrink? No.
No.
They're embarrassed.
Okay. Damn it.
Oh, young Louis C.K. Wow.
So, yeah, no, the moment I remember is my dog kind of looking up at me like, seriously,
Really?
dude? That's exactly it.
Are we going there?
Yeah, with his little eyebrows, he kind of looked at me like, I mean, I'll do it. I'm a dog.
Right.
But for you, I wish we wouldn't do this.
Yeah, this is going to be with you the rest of
Yeah,
your life.
someday you're going to have to account for this. You're going to be on the Howard Stern show, and somebody's going to make you tell the
It's
story.
amazing you never became suicidal after this. Like, you know, people have
Yeah.
traumas in their life. This is a trauma.
I guess it is.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, but you just kind of, you know, listen, it happened.
I think I've done enough good in my life to make up for
You made up for this?
Yeah. I think I'm a good dad, you know, I'm not a bad person.
But it's weird with you and fucking because the first film that you ever made was about a guy who fucked ice cream, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, well, you and fucking, it's a big, big theme with you.
There's definitely a connection there.
Right.
To things like the dog and the cottage cheese and the dude with the ice cream. I mean, that's a pretty direct connection.
Absolutely.
I just know that a lot of people have these things they do at home. Do you know what I mean? And
It's
then
so
in the
true.
end, that's really who a person is.
It's the truth.
You can put on all the nice clothes, and you can learn how to speak well, and you can go out and make money and have some sort of industry that makes you interesting to other people or whatever it is. But in the end, the person you really are is the worst version of yourself. That's
right.
really you.
You're
That's
so
really
right.
you.
I was watching the news just this weekend, and there were two CEOs of big companies being interviewed. And I saw them, they were wearing suits, and they had ties, and they looked real sharp and everything. And I'm watching this on the news, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck must these guys do at home? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, there's no fucking way.
No, they don't walk
this.
around like that. They strip all that off. They stick a finger in their ass.
Right.
To say, yeah.
Because I'm looking at these guys going, they look like some guys I went to high school with,
Yeah.
and I know what pervs those guys were.
Right.
You know, those are the real guys.
Yes.
And that's what scares
especially
me.
especially like high profile, like, you know, football, which is, you know, in school, football is the king. That's the top of the food chain.
Right.
You know, the skull and bones people that do that stuff, you know, they all have this kind of creepy Abu Ghraib kind of, you know, like I wanted to play football in high school. And then because I was big and I liked the game, but then I found out that they like put tape on your asshole and rip it off and all this homoerotic stuff.
And that's who they are.
They do stuff with shit and urine and the cum.
Hot dogs.
It's part of being like a big, you know, powerful human being. So they do it, you know. I don't know. I do think that the worst, that's really who. If you have to love that person, though, you have to be able to. You have to be okay with the worst version of yourself. Like
Right.
if you feel like your high water mark has to keep getting higher and higher, you're never gonna stop being that private, disgusting person. So
It's so
that's
true.
the part you got to work on. That's the part you have to be okay with and be comfortable with. You don't have to eliminate it, but you got to make friends with your worst version.
You have to love your inner dog blowjob guy.
That's right. You have to go, it's okay, kid. And I have gone back and said, it's all right, kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for the dog a little bit, but the dog's dead, you know, short-term memory.
Yeah.
I picked
The dog forgot about it.
Yes.
You know,
he got over it.
Exactly.
No, but I was looking at these CEOs and I go, you know, these guys probably go home and put their dick in the refrigerator in that little piece of
Sure
plastic.
they do.
They do, but they
Sure
do,
they do.
and that's it. And like,
Yeah.
everyone's so full of themselves.